Okay, hello, Vibers. Hello. And we're back. Hey, for another episode. Who remembers this? Yeah, stand up and get crunk. Yeah, let go. And so, like I promised you guys with the last episode that I did, that this week I was going to do following the signs and the wonders, the numerology, starting there, right? So just give me a second as I pull up the Roman numerals, because what I did, like I always do before I do an episode or prepare for an angel reading, is what I'm going to call it. Oracle is just basically, it's the same celestial energy, but it's really the angels and our ancestors on the other side that speak to us through tools like cards. And again, as I said before, I've decided to keep that separate for those who are not comfortable with this aspect of spirituality. So we're just going to move right along into numerology, because what that is facts on facts on facts, and some things we can't dispute when it's a fact, right? So in that, today's episode is going to tell the story of the numbers. And I have my little notes here because I have to stay organized for my vibers and for myself first, but so that I also may deliver a very clear message to you guys, because everything that I do is for the love and light and the healing and the evolution of ourselves as well as the collective. Because I'll be tired of being oppressed, and that's not even just for Black people. That's anyone who's minorities. Is not just it's a more episodes coming. So let's stick to the topic at hand, which is following the signs. So in this episode, what I'm going to do is go ahead and turn this down, because it's feeling like go ahead and jump into the content, because why not, right? But before I do that, I would like to sage a little bit, like I always do. I hope you guys this week has been going as good as it can go, if not amazingly, because that's what we strive for. But sometimes it's not always like that. Sometimes it's we have to have those rainy days to appreciate the sunny days, right? Yeah, and that's what is given. So at this time, I just ask that that the ancestors of love, light, and the highest vibration come through with a message for the collective, so that we may listen with open ears and hearts and arms and receive whatever comes up. Because in that, the episode is about following the signs, the wonders, and numbers, and our ancestors and our angel guides. They speak to us in different ways, right? So in that, one of the ways is through numbers, numerology. And the numbers tell a story, a very interesting story, but I like to tell it in a way that's very personable, that allows it to make a little bit more sense, you know what I'm saying? Make it make sense, right? So in that, we start with 1. So in numerology, the order of numbers is 1 through 9. 9 is the soul number. That's the completion. That's I don't want to say master number, to avoid confusion, because 222, 44, double numbers are considered master numbers. But in completion, in numerology, 9 marks completion. That is the soul urge, right? So in that, starting with 1, telling the story of these of the numbers. So 1 is the God, that's the creator, that's masculine energy, and that's also the initiator. So that would be the energy of fire, that would be the energy of Aries, that would be that type of energy, but that's the God energy. 1. So 2 is the goddess energy, so that's the nurturing, that's the mother, that's that you got the father. So if we're gonna, it's so many ways to bridge it, right? But the essence is 1 and 2. So 1 is the masculine, 2 is the feminine, 3 is the byproduct of 1 and 2. So after 1 and 2 gets together, they have 3. So then 3 becomes its own journey, which is 4. So 4, the energy of 4 is the builder. So the energy of 3 is a byproduct of 1 and 2. That's the mother, the father, the child. 4 is the builder. So 4 starts their own path, right? So after 4 is like, you know what? I'm going to build up myself. I'm going to forge my way. So then 5, and I know you guys hear me refer to life path number 5 a lot, because 5 is the MFer, man. And we can even get into pulling charts, numerology charts, to find out where these numbers align up within your own personal energetic makeup, right? Because everything has energy. So 5 is about change, and that's about exploring, getting out there, figuring out what is what. Do I like it? Do I not? Whatever. So I would equate 5 to your 20s, 20 something. It's giving scissor, right? So then after 5, then live its life, and it done traveled, it done tried all these different type of things. It goes on into the 6 energy, which 6 is harmony, that's unity, that's family. I addressed it in the last video. That's what 6 is given. So after we are about family, and this might be our 30s, for some of us. And so after that, after we done built our family and we done gave ourselves to the collective, we've done our part in being harmonious. So now it's the 7, which is where we are going, guys. Universally, collectively, we are going into 7 energy, which is the philosopher, right? So after the 6 has built his family and it's done all that, it's done his part, it's paid his dues. Now it's like, now I got to figure out who I am, right? So 7 life pathers, they're very analytical, they're very philosophical, they're very into the why am I here, why is existence, they question everything, right? So coupled with the age of Aquarius, this is the energy that we are headed into, guys. We're doing good on time. I'm 6 minutes in, I'm breezing through that content, right? So boom. So 7, that's the teacher, that's the leader, that's the forging your own path, figuring it out, age of Aquarius type energy, and this is where we are all going as a collective. So when we understand this energy universally, first personally, then universally, so then we can be ahead of it. So then whenever this energy shifts into the 7 energy, life sometimes will push you into a path and you won't be ready for it, but it's just like, it's time to move, mom. It's time to stop worrying about everybody else. You done your 6. You done your 6. Now get on that 7 and find out who you are and why were you here. So that's the energy of the 7. Then after the 7 has done its part and figure out who they are, loving themselves, then they get the abundance, because you're going to reap what you sow, right? So 8 is the number of abundance. So 8 energy is all about that. Like, sit back, because 1 through 7, 8 is relaxed, because that abundance, and then it gets deeper, because as above, so below, when you think about an 8, right? And that energy doesn't die. So it's just cycling over and over and over again, but you done paid your dues, and we have a purpose. My personal purpose is to not have to come back to any physical form of earth, of any three-dimensional plane. I want to stay in the 5th dimension, which is where I tap into in meditation, where we all can tap into through meditation, So in that 9, so now 8 is going to give us, we're going to say 40s. But again, what is time? It's all about where you are in your own personal journey in your numbers, because everybody's number ain't going to line the same. Everybody going to be the same age at the same energy that is being emitted, if that makes sense. But yeah, so moving right along. After you receive your blessings and your abundance in everything that you've reaped, all the lessons that you learned, all the life that you live, then you move into the soul urge number, which at your numerology chart, you want to look at that. Your soul 9 is the completion. That is the, I done mastered this shit ass energy. I feel like a lot of souls get taken out because sometimes those numbers run fast for some people, you know what I'm saying? And then that may explain why some souls are taken younger than others, because they don't live that 1 through 9. But 9 is completion, and that concludes that. And that's not to say, because you can stay in whatever number as long as you need to, but just universally, we're moving into 7. So I think where my handy dandy notes. So yeah, I told this story, and as I was telling this story, I also told the energy of each number. So now we're going to address the formula of how to get to the single digit number, which when you're trying to read, whenever you are working with the energy of numbers, right? So let's say even with your age, that's whenever you think about your numerology chart, which it takes your birthday, and then from that it breaks it down into a formula equation. I did the research to find out the proper terminology, but formula is what it was given. So the formula to find out the energy number that you're in, your life path number, that within itself, that will take some time, because again, it's going to because it's a very detailed energy for personally. Your numerology chart is personal energy in these numbers as it falls in different places, aspects of your life. So with your natal chart, which obviously that's going to be the next episode, is your natal chart, the big five, the main things to look at on your natal chart. Everyone got some. Everyone has one. People say that this life don't come with instructions and rules. That's not true. You just you got to be not scared to tap into it, because the blueprint is your numerology chart and your birth chart. You know, that's energy that you come into this world with. So when you understand that energy, you can will it and bend it how you want to. Airbender, shout out to all of my anime watchers and all of those guys, you know. Black nerd, shout out. But push my glasses up. So yeah, so in that, so the equation, let's say for me, I'll do my birthday. Shout out to all the Leos. Gang, 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 gang. It's giving what it gives, baby. You know what I'm talking about. So let me find a pen so that I can illustrate for you guys what that formula looks like if you are trying to figure out your own personal, let's say, life path number. So how you will figure that out, and anytime you're trying to deduce a number, so you can, whether you're doing your birthday, whether you're looking at a license plate number and you're seeing what a license plate number have, 3 letters and 4 numbers, just depending on if it's customized or not. So even in license plates, whatever that is, if you're trying to get to the single digit number to find out what energy that is within that 1 through 9, here is a formula, starting with, let's start with something simple, like the year that we're going into. In my last video, I showed it. So we're going into 2023. So boom. And if you see this number, I hope it's not backwards, guys, but 2023. And all you do is you go in and you add plus signs in between each one of those numbers. Again, this is if you're trying to calculate and get to a single digit, because you got to reduce and deduce the number down to a single form to find out the energy of whatever you're looking at, whether it's an angel message, whether it's your life path, whether it's your soul urge. Everything is intent and with purpose, and you just got to know the formula, which is, again, you take a number and you add the pluses in between it. So then you do 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 3. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So then that equals 7. So we don't have to deduce that no more. But I forgot once. Sometimes it might come out. Let's do my birthday. So this is just, say for instance, if you see, well, this is the year, obviously. So this is how every year you can do this. So obviously next year will be in the 8. So make sure this year, guys, okay, because this year is coming up, that 7 philosophy, find out who you are, what your purpose is, why you're doing it, and everything. So next year, 2024, that's the energy of 8. And what is 8? Abundance, because you done sowed the seeds in all of the years from before, even this. But because now we know better, we do better. So we work with this energy, right? We're ahead of the game. So now for your birthday, so to find out what your life path number is. My life path number is 5. The life path number is a good starter because this is what your life path is. You know, this is that number, that energy of that number is leading you down that path. And I just did an overview. Oh, so we're getting into it. I think right now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a quick little break, guys. Benefit to know what's coming ahead. You use it to your benefit whenever you're in front of a car and you see 333, or you see a license plate with all the numbers. Like some numbers with, me and my cousin saw one earlier today. It was 4 3s, right? So let's just play with this number before we get out of there. So the license plate number was whatever the numbers was, but the numbers was 3, 3, 3, 3 of the license plate. So again, we go in and we add what? The plus signs. Plus, plus, plus. So 3, 6, 9, 12. So this is a perfect example and a perfect way to end and go into halftime type shit. So that equals 12. So now we got to deduce that. And so how do you do that? You put another plus. So now you bring the 1. So now you bring the 12 down and you 1 plus 2. And 1 plus 2 equals what? 3. So all of these 3s, and that's a message. That was a message. And if you've seen it and you receive it, and you've been seeing 3s receive this message, right? So the 3, everything that you've been building with each other. Come on, fly, shoot, fly, don't bother me. I'm on fire. Burn it up. No, I'm playing. But so 3 has different meanings, and it's just the basics, not outside of angel numbers. So just with numerology, everything that you've been sowing and you've been putting work into with yourself as well as building with others, that's coming to pass. So don't give up. So that's a reminder if you're seeing that now. for me, when I saw it earlier, and like how it even deduced down to 3, so that energy is like, even with breaking it all down, it still came back to 3. And then you see it so many times. Anytime you see a number like that intently, it's like boom, you are. And so for me, 3, it's letting me know that the same thing that I just said, in addition to I am whole, mind, body, and soul, the Holy Trinity. So in that was such a taxing and trying time where my emotional state, mental state, and all these spiritual state is being tested constantly. I'm constantly reminded that I am whole, mind, body, and soul, and so are you. So just let's stop right here and just take a quick break, because here at Vibing with Rob, we take a sip, or we take a whatever we do, and we just vibe out, and we let the powers be what they be, and we get us a little music while we go into a little intermission, and cheers, and we'll be back, because we vibing, we ride. Wait here. Now it's your birthday. What season is this? We in what, Virgo? No, Scorpio. Oh, my cousin kick my ass right now. We going into Scorpio season. Yeah, shout out Scorpio. Yay, yay. If it's your birthday, it's your book. Okay, I'll be back, guys.